Shalom. First and start, we're giving all great honor to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai, Bashim, Kakadash. Double honor that teaches us and of great millstone, likewise, brothers, but not this truth. Faithfully fearlessly feeding the sheep and the brothers and sisters. Doing in Shalom, today's lesson is titled, No Man Shall Buy You, Heathens, and Two-Thirds Jakes. Okay, now, the curses are going on these other tribes here in Great Babylon, America, and across this earth, pursuant to Deuteronomy 30 and 7. And we know from Deuteronomy 28 and verse 68, the conclusion of that particular precept made it very clear that no man should buy us or basically free us, from the bondage and the judgment of the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, had put on the children of Israel. Hence, we went through all of the, slavery and the sufferings and the oppression brought on to us by this man Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man. Now, what you're looking at is a No King's March today. This is the third one, I believe, in the last 12 months, and they have Robert De Niro, struggling to hold the little plastic banner that they have there, and of course you have Al Sharpton next to him, and they're marching, trying to show their dislike for the current rulership of Great Babylon, America, because this is not going their way. But at the end of the day, all of this is what Yahweh Shemashai is bringing upon this wicked kingdom, and on this entire earth, but particularly here in Great Babylon, America. Let's go into the book of Deuteronomy 32 and verse 39. It reads, "See now that I, even I, am He, and there's no God with me. I kill and I make alive, I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand." So basically, what's taking place here, which seems really tough on these people, they're having a hard time making ends meet. They see that this war is causing a lot of hardship, but this is all part of what the Lord Yahweh Shemashai, is bringing judgment upon Great Babylon, America. In fact, let's go to Numbers 23 and 19. It reads, "Power is not a man that he should lie, neither the son of man that he should repent. Had he said, and shall he not do it? Or had he spoken, and shall he not make it good?" And how is he speaking it? He's speaking it through, the prophets. When we stand out there, and as if you are a follower, you would see all the brothers out there across this earth, usually on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and in some cases during the weekdays, stand out there with the signs, the 12 tribe sign, and other posters out there, bringing out this gospel and this truth, reading from the scriptures. A true prophet only reads from the scriptures. It's not a personal opinion, and we bring out the message of the Lord, Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai, who the word equally called God and Jesus, but these things that the Lord is going to bring upon the world, and in particular Great Babylon, America, are going to be pestilence, wars, famine, oppression, and great death. In fact, let's go into Isaiah 13 and verse 11. Reads, "And I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible." The terrible is Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man, but these Edomites and also the heathens, which are these other tribes, and the two-third Jakes are also proud. See, Jakes, you might be poor, but you're proud in spirit because you refuse to repent and return back to your power, the Lord Yahweh Shai. But see, the Lord is bringing these proud people down, through what? The wars that's taking place, the pestilence, the famine, the oppression, in the form of, people's socioeconomic status falling. And this is going to lead to what? Civil unrest, wars, and great death. That's what the Lord is bringing. In fact, when we go to Ezekiel 35 and verse 2, we're told this is what we need to do. This is our job. Our job is to prophesy. Prophesy the fall of Great Babylon, America. Prophesy the fall of Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man. It reads, "Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus said the Lord power, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai." So this is what's happening. You have what's taking place over there in Iran, and you have these other nations. There was a report that talked about Iran hitting the U.S. base out there in Saudi Arabia. So that means business. Okay, the U.S. hasn't faced an adversary this fierce, okay, in a very long time since World War II when they faced Japan. Okay, but now you have these nations now have the ability to reach far into the United States bases overseas. Okay, and they're also punishing, okay, the allies, okay, of the United States, okay, that host the United States bases and military personnel over there. So this is going to create a problem, okay, as these other tribes or these other nations, realize that being an accessory to the United States is going to mean that their society is going to fall. Either way, they're going to fall because a heavenly kingdom has to be set up. Okay, and none of these other tribes on this earth are righteous. The only righteous tribe on this earth are the Hebrew Israelites, so-called blacks and Americans and Latinos, whose seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, now you have this judgment that the Lord is going to be bringing. Okay, and these people haven't seen anything yet. Now let's go into the specific judgments, okay, for the sons of the wicked, okay, or the Edomites, or the so-called white people, or the so-called white race. Okay, this is Isaiah 19 and verse 2, and it reads, "And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom." And that's happening right now. Okay, hey, NATO isn't siding with the United States over there with this war with Iran. Okay, and you have a great divide that's over here concerning sending troops over there, okay, to go up against a nation that actually was not a threat, okay, but now they're in it, okay, they're in a fight and they have to prove themselves because now they can't back down, okay. The only thing they can do is spill rhetoric and lies about Iran wanted to go to the table to negotiate, but the other or the real news is saying that that is totally different. They're not looking to negotiate, okay, they're ready to fight, okay, and shed blood. All right, this is 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 18. It reads, "For because of their pride, the city should be troubled, the houses should be destroyed, and men should be afraid." That's going to be black, white, Asian, okay, African, East Indian, okay, Middle Eastern. It doesn't matter what tribe you're from, you're going to be afraid, okay. It says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." Bread can go into two phases. Bread, money is bread. People losing their job, they're broke, they can't pay their bills. Okay, they lack bread. Okay, and that's what we always use as a slang, bread. Hey, you get any bread? Okay, so they're gonna rob. Okay, they're gonna rob and steal. Okay, people who have bread are going to become targets. Okay, but bread is also food, sustenance. Okay, people are going to be robbing for that too. Okay, so you're going to have people are going to be experiencing great tribulation. Okay, and these Edomites. Okay, this judgment really specifically for you, but the Lord is going to have it go upon the 2/3 also that join hands with you, and also these other heathen nations that have, well, they've been described as dogs. The parable of Lazarus and the rich man. They too are going to have their comfort removed, okay, as they struggle trying to survive here in Great Babylon, America. Now, let's not forget about you 2/3, okay? The Lord has something for y'all too, okay? Let's go to Zechariah 13 and 8. It reads, "And it shall come to pass that in all the land, said the Lord Yahweh Shai, 2 parts therein should be cut off and die, but a third should be left therein." So 2/3 of our people are going to get put to death through various form. Animals, okay, pestilence, famine. You hear about the spring breakers down there. They say roughly around 60% of them have contracted HIV out there. Okay, that's a form of pestilence. Okay, they're gonna die of disease. Okay, and it's hey, this is what happens when you want to be a whore and you want to open your legs up and and you simp guys out there. You want to put your royal rod into these whores. Okay, you have no discipline. All right, and why? Because you're idle. You have nothing else to do with your time. You don't want to put your time into worshiping and doing the work of the Lord Yahweh Shai. So henceforth, you're doing the work of the devil, which is going on there. Okay, and just being just wicked. Okay, this is 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 70. Because keep in mind, I talk about the fact that not only these Edomites are proud, but you Jakes are also proud too. Okay, you're proud. And this is what the Lord Yahweh Shemashah is going to have happen to you. And it's already started with the northern kingdom, but it's going to get down to the southern kingdom too. Okay, and it's going to intensify. It reads, "For there should be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Who fears the Lord? Okay, the righteous. Okay, the sons and daughters of the Most High Yahweh Shem Shai. It reads, they should be like madmen, sparing none, but so spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. So it doesn't matter if your house is paid off. It doesn't matter if you still have a mortgage. It doesn't matter if you have the deed or the contract to your house. They're going to take it and throw you out in the streets, because this is what these Edomites do. Because they're suffering, and guess what? They need to blame you. So here you are, joining hands with them. No king rally or no king protest. Okay, so and then the Lord Yahweh Shemashai tell you there should be no other gods before him. Okay, and that's exactly what these kings are. They're gods. Okay, and but here you are joining hands with your enemies, going out there walking around talking about we want to have changes instead of praying to Yahweh Shemashai for protection. Okay, this is Jeremiah 30, Psalm verse 4 reads, and these are the words of the Lord Yahweh Shemashai spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah, northern and southern kingdom. For thus said the Lord Yahweh Shemashai, we heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. I ask you now, see whether a man doth travail with child. Where do I see every man with his hands in his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces turned to paleness? If you're in the world, you're going to be lost when the time comes. You're not going to have the wisdom. Only the men of the Lord are going to have wisdom and know what to do and guide, and those that actually listen to them will live. That's just all there is to it. The rest of you, man, out there, you will make decision like a doggone scared woman. The Lord does not give you the women the wisdom, okay, that he has placed upon his servants. Okay, so therefore you will make a decision that's going to get you and your loved ones killed out here in Great Babylon, America. And you're going to be in a constant fear while we are going to be glorifying Yahweh Shem Shai. Because we definitely want to see you all scared, pissing your damn pants, okay? Because you're prideful, all right? Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's 12th tribe of Israel trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Who shall be saved out of it? Only the elect shall be saved out of it. Why? Let's go into Psalms 146 and 3 reads, put not your trust in princes, nor in the Son of Man, in whom there is no help. We don't trust Trump. We don't trust any president. We don't trust any mayor. We don't trust any governor. We don't trust nobody. The only people that we trust is Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. We trust in Yahweh Shai. We don't even trust ourselves. All right. Next, when we go into Revelation 3 and 10, the Mashiach made it very clear. Okay, he says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. What is that temptation? The temptation is the mark of the beast, which is that RFID microchip. Now, that's going to come after all these problems are starting. Okay, you're talking about chaos, socioeconomics, grinding, creditors all gone, the banks are closed down, starvation, famine, crime on a level you can't even begin to comprehend. All hell breaking loose, as they like to use the term, and shit hit the fan. Then they can bring up the solution, which is going to be, you know what? We need a global, income for everybody. Okay, see that this is going to take place all across the earth, not only here in America, but across the earth. But America is very special. Everybody's armed to the T, and very undisciplined, unlike in other places. People might try to work a little bit together like that. So they'll be impacted, but not to the degree of Great Babylon, America, when it does hit America. Okay, it says, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. This is a specific judgment that will come. It's the infrastructure is already in place. 6G is going to be out there soon. Okay, and they will have no choice. Okay, everything is leading to the MOTB, because all chaos is going to be breaking loose because of the decision of this wicked doggone man, Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man. Okay, so we're on the path to that, and it's going to be so great, that people even have no choice. All right, no choice. But the Lord Yahweh Shemashai is going to have his only begotten Son, the Mashiach, to protect the elect, okay? And here's what the elect is going to experience when you go into Psalms 91, Psalm verse 9, and this is my final precept here. It says, because thou hast made the Lord Yahweh Shemashai, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. Okay, so basically those who the Lord give you to look over, okay, whether it's your family, extra people that he's going to put for you to guide and protect, or whatever the case like that. And we really, ourselves is not the protector. Is really the Mashiach, and he have the angels that's going to be protecting us. But in the physical form, we're going to be the one that the people are going to look up to. Okay, the Lord is going to place us in charge over the people until he beam us out of here. It says, for he shall give his angels charge over thee, as I was saying, to keep thee in all thy ways. Okay, they shall bear thee up in thy hands, lest thou dash thy feet against a stone. Okay, But bottom line is this: is that the Lord is going to put the Spirit in us so that we don't get tempted to go and interact with these people out there in the world as they start killing each other and going crazy, trying to grab the last slice of bread or whatever the case is like that out there, because they're going to be in that carnal spirit. We are going to be in a spiritual spirit. So as this lesson say, no man shall buy you heathens and you 2/3. Okay, no man can save you. You're toast. Lord willing, the elect was that Father goes back and all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakadash, Shalom.